This column got its start at one of those venture capitalist conventions. You know, one of those places where people with ideas go to meet people with money. I was standing at the back, listening to the people talk about new technology ideas, when one of the people with money, a venture capitalist, leaned over to me and said, "You know the problem. None of them are asking for very much money. We're not able to make the kind of placement we made in the past. They're asking for $40 or $50 or $100,000. I nodded as if I understood what he was saying, but then a moment later it occurred to me that maybe we were seeing a shift in business. I had been going up and down to see startups and realized that many of them were in very small areas, had very few employees, and were buying a lot of services from the web. It's now very easy to set up without having your own IT structure because you can buy cloud computing. You can buy professional services. You can buy advertising and marketing. And so I began to wonder, are we seeing a break with businesses in the past? With investment came instructions, came guidance. If somebody was buying 20% of their firm, you'd be sure that they would be there to help you, to help guide and direct how the business was being run. Is that true anymore? Are we seeing a group of entrepreneurs that are so intent on having control of their own business that they're breaking off from the knowledge and expertise of the past?
So as the millennial in this conversation, I really should object to that. But in this case, I don't think I can. Today's generation has access to all sorts of technologies that generations before never saw. Things that are highly individualized, that are mobile. I have all kinds of friends, neighbors, family, recent graduates, maybe people with a few years of experience under their belt. They're looking to join organizations that are small, that they can have a stake in the game, perhaps be a freelancer, perhaps start their own firm, but they're really looking for opportunities for long-term growth that is self-driven. So I have to sort of wonder when I hear the small business discussion in Washington as perhaps the driver of economic growth. I have to think about the Great Depression and about how we had large organizations that brought us out of that. I think about 8.1 or 2% unemployment right now, and the fact that there are all sorts of research showing that small businesses are not hiring right now. The question I have to pose is whether or not small organizations, or perhaps startups with very few employees, are actually the driver for economic growth in the future.
So we've gone from small business to the Great Depression to policymaking. I admit the fact that we may be romanticizing small business, that it may not be the way that pulls us out of our current recession. I'm enough of a student of history to know we got out of the Great Depression by building up the big sources of jobs, the big companies, the auto manufacturers and others that helped provide a new industrial base for the country. But that still leaves a question. Are we doing startups on the small? Is there a real break with the past because we have people who are able to do it all themselves and don't have to listen to investors, don't have to listen to people who have some experience of how you do this, of how you work to get a business operating, of the troubles that you're going to face, and the potential solutions that you might have? Is this a case where we are seeing technology facilitate a real break in how we've done things?
This has been Forward Slash by David Allen Grier and Erin Dumbacher. This podcast is based on an essay which is published in the June issue of Computer Magazine. You can learn more about Computer Magazine and the Computer Society which publishes it by going to computer.org. You can find more podcasts from Forward Slash by going to computer.org/forward/. We'd love to hear from you. You can reach us at /@computer.org. Our music comes from Music Alley, the PodSafe music site, and we thank them for their contributions. This has been David Allen Grier for Erin Dumbacher and Forward Slash. We'll catch you next time.